And we are so thankful for our partnership with the Salvation Army. In fact, even our friends from Big Mountain Heating and Air, they have partnered up with the Salvation Army as well for one remarkable cause and offer. We'll explain here in just a moment. But first, we'd love to introduce to you Big Mountain Heating and Air's Baron Larson, and he brought a special guest. This is Lieutenant Justin from the Salvation Army. So Baron, tell our viewers a little more about your special guest here.
You bet. I met Justin just a couple of months ago and learned about the tremendous service that they offer in my community, and I just thought that we would give a little Christmas gift with the offer that that we come on and we give it to only 10 people because it's such a phenomenal offer, and I thought we'd just donate it all to the Salvation Army when they came on. So that's why I asked Justin if he'd like to come on and if he thought that could help out, and he said, yeah, it could help out.
Absolutely. Okay, so Justin, tell us a little more about yourself, though. How did you come to the Salvation Army?
Absolutely. Well, I'm very passionate about the work of the Salvation Army because at the age of 18, I was actually homeless and on the streets of London myself. I was living in a park, and the Salvation Army was the only non-profit that had spaces available for a young homeless man like myself. And within a space of a couple of months, I was actually transitioned from being homeless to working with the homeless myself.
Wow.
And so the message of the Salvation Army really brought healing to my heart, and the mission of the Salvation Army brought health to my mind and to my body. And the ministry of the Salvation Army really provided care for exactly where I was, and the opportunity to get me to where I could be. And so I really am passionate with this, about the Salvation Army, and I've worked for them for the last 24 years.
Wow.
In various capacities, from working with the homeless in London and youth in Tacoma and folks in Seattle. And I've never ever seen need diminish, and I've never seen God's miracles fail. So while those two still exist, I'll continue serving passionately with Salvation Army.
This is clearly very something personal for you. You've lived it. You've seen the outcome. You've seen the type of impact that the services the Salvation Army offers can have on a community.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And who are you serving now? Where are these donations going? Can you tell us, Baron or Justin?
Yeah.
I think it's best Justin can tell it better than I can.
Yeah, well, these donations are going specifically to the Auburn community, and the Salvation Army of Auburn have provided utility, housing assistance, homelessness prevention, food and shelter. We've also provided help with emergency disaster services to those who have been affected by the Northern California flooding and wildfires. We've served over 4,000 folks, or provided over 4,000 nights of shelter to keeping young children in their beds at night rather than them sleeping in car seats or in strangers or families' couches. We've provided over 90,000 meals, 22,000 food boxes, and over 15,000 meals to first responders and displaced residents.
And this type of service clearly needs funding, right? Unfortunately, money does not grow on trees.
That's right.
And that's why support is so darn important. Support that you know firsthand about. So, Baron, tell us how Big Mountain Heating and Air has partnered with Salvation Army and how our viewers can get involved.
Yeah, I got a little video about what we do as far as our 2-for-1 rejuvenation. Love to show that. Yeah, if you could, I'd love to show that.
Okay, let's go ahead and watch that.
Thank you.
Not long ago, Sacramento had a couple of tragic deaths due to carbon monoxide poisoning caused by a faulty furnace. It's rare, but it's a real threat that should never be taken for granted. Big Mountain Heating and Air takes the proper service of your heating and air system very seriously. Big Mountain will rejuvenate your furnace and air conditioner for only $55 if you're one of the first 10 callers during this program. Find us online at bigmountainair.com. This service is much more than a typical do-nothing furnace tune-up sales gimmick. The service includes 2 seasonal services for only a one-time payment of $55. And Big Mountain will guarantee your furnace and air conditioner against a breakdown all year long, or the service will be free, period.
Okay, Baron, so tell our viewers that special offer one more time and how that is going to benefit the Salvation Army.
You bet. Just before it comes up, this special there, I'd like to mention Jamie in the audience, as we were talking to her, was mentioning how her and her family got stuck when she was 9 years old in Lubbock, and the Salvation Army took care of them. I talked to somebody on the radio today, and I mentioned this was going to happen today. Same thing to happen to him and his wife with their little kid in Atlanta. So I love partnering with the Salvation Army. And so if you call on the Rejuvenation Special, the $55, be one of the first 10 callers, make the check out to the Salvation Army and not us. Or if you're paying with a credit card, we'll just reimburse the Salvation Army for that $55 2-for-1. Get it done before Christmas, and you'll be glad you did, and it'll also be for a very, very, very worthy cause. And so I'm pleased and excited to be able to be on with Lieutenant Justin and be able to offer this as oh, I didn't mention this too. If you go back to the 2-for-1, there's a website on there that shows how they can donate directly
To the Salvation
to
Army
the Salvation
directly as well.
Army, right?